Hey, Cleaning Nation. Welcome. Lindsay Bjorklund here with Jack Pinkoski. He is our marketing guru here at Grow My Cleaning Company. And I'm super pumped today because we haven't done a podcast together, like on Zoom, in like a really long time, right?
Yeah, it's been at least like a year, maybe.
Whoa. All right. So you all are in for a special treat today because I grabbed Jackson, or Jack as we call him, because Mike just ditched us and went to Cabo. No, I mean, he did go to Cabo, but he's not vacationing. He is at a mastermind event, which sounds super cool. But I thought I'd grab Jackson and just talk about something we've actually been working on in the background of Grow My Cleaning Company that we're super excited about. It sounds super boring, but today we're going to talk about, number one, CRMs and what they are. And number two, why you need a CRM for your cleaning company. So real quick, little background info. Actually, I want to Google this. Super embarrassing because I've worked in CRMs forever. And I always want to say it stands for customer resource management. And I'm like, no, that's not it. It stands for customer relationship management. So yeah, I'm just going to embarrass myself right off the bat. So Jackson, I guess I'll let you take it away because my first question for you is, does a CRM have anything to do with marketing? Because when I hear customer, it's like you already got the customer. So how does marketing tie into this, if at all?
Yeah. So a CRM isn't it isn't part of the process for executing the marketing, I guess. Because you don't actually use a CRM to market. CRM is just a tool. It's just a giant database of information, of customer information, as the name suggests. But it is also a database of potential customer information. So, as you market, as you do your postcards, your door hangers, your Facebook ads, your Google ads, whatever it may be, your billboards, you will have people get in touch with you and you will collect their information. Whether they become a customer or not is dependent on your sales process, I guess, how good you are at sales. But that information needs to go somewhere, and it shouldn't go on like a sticky note or like a scrap of paper or a napkin you found in your pocket. It should go in your CRM, your database of customer information, because then that allows for you to have a more accurate, I guess, depiction or picture of your business growth, of your lead growth, and kind of the journey your customers go through. So without it, like you can operate without a CRM, but it makes your life a lot harder. It's like going around your back to scratch your elbow. You don't need to do that. You can just go like this, right? Try going around your back to scratch your elbow. Like everybody listening is probably like doing it right now. It's like, oh yeah, it does make it way harder than it needs to be, because that CRM holds all your past clients, all your current customers, all your potential future customers. And if you're really good with it, it can also show you potential value, the last time you contacted them, what those conversations looked like. So as you grow and scale your business as well, you're not going to be the one doing all the work. You're going to have other people doing it. Maybe you have a sales team. Maybe you have a customer happiness manager or a scheduler. Somebody else is going to get in touch with that person at some point in time. Wouldn't it be better if there was a record against it? Like, oh, John called them last week about X, Y, and Z. So I don't have to repeat that process, because there's nothing more annoying than when a business calls you and they ask you the same questions that somebody already asked you 2 days earlier. And then you're like, I just don't want to deal with you anymore because you don't listen or you don't care. A CRM kind of helps solve all of that. That was my tangent. I went off on a tangent.
No, tangents are welcome here. I am a tangent queen. So let's unpack a lot of that. I don't even know where to start. We're just going to start in the middle. All right. So my first question to follow up on what you just said is, number one, does it matter how big your company is to have a CRM? Like if I have less than 10 clients, should I get a CRM still?
Yeah. It doesn't matter the size of your company. The size of your company will just determine the type of software you need. Because at its core, your CRM could just be like an Excel sheet, right? It's not pretty, it's not great, but you can do it all in an Excel sheet or a Google sheet. That would be a really great starting point if you have 10 customers. If you had 100 to 1,000 customers, that's going to be miserable. That's going to make no sense at all. You need to use a bigger software. Regardless, if you look to grow, you're always going to have customers and then potential customers. So that list, you might only have 10 customers now, but eventually a customer is going to leave. So now you have a past customer. Maybe you get 5 leads from a door hanger or a flyer you put up at Starbucks. I'm thinking real small here. Now you have 5 potential customers. You have 10 active customers. You have 1 past customer. You have 9 active customers, 1 past customer. All of that needs to be in some form of CRM. Doesn't need to be complex. At its core level, it's just a list. But at the same time, you need to dump it somewhere. Otherwise, it's going to get lost. You'll get confused. Your customers will get confused, and you'll lose money.
All right. So my next question to follow up on that, does it, like, are CRMs for all types of companies? Like, say I have a commercial cleaning company. Like, I don't have a ton of customers, but they're big accounts. Like, do you think I still need a CRM? Or is this just for, like, residential clients?
Yeah. CRM is going to be great for any type of company. Commercial, maybe even more so, because the scale and value of that customer is big and important, and your touch points with that customer are really important and should be logged. Your communications with that customer are even more important and should be logged, because it not only shows that you care about that relationship, because like, oh, I have a note in here that it's my point of contact's birthday. I'm going to bring them a cake or some cookies or something. I'm going to make a note. I know it's our 1-year anniversary of working with this company, so I'm going to send them a little extra note appreciating them for the business. I know that Joe Schmo just got promoted at that company. Like, little even notes that are totally not related to cleaning. Where are you going to put that? In your CRM. But then on the other hand, too, it helps cover you as well. So like in an instance, say, for example, the company says, hey, we don't need cleaning on Wednesday. Let's go ahead and push it to Thursday. And then if the company comes back to you on Thursday and is like, hey, why didn't you clean on Wednesday? Why didn't you come? If you don't have a proper CRM, oftentimes that communication won't get logged or won't get tracked properly, won't get recorded properly, especially if it's like a phone call, because nobody records phone calls. Your CRM can do that for you. Now you have a cover be like, hey, John, you told us yesterday, or Sally told us yesterday. And then they go, oh, yeah, okay. So it covers your behind from like a customer relationship standpoint as well. So yeah, commercial could be almost just as important, if not a little bit more sometimes, than residential.
Okay. Wow. I didn't see that coming, actually, because my head immediately went to like, oh, residential, because there's just so much going on and so many more relationships usually.
Yeah. I would say, like, a good way to put it is the CRM is going to be really, really good for like the lead up to a customer. So all your inbound leads, because you have so many different lead sources. You got your door hangers, you got your ads, you got festivals, you got signs, all these different potential options for people to get in touch with you. And you could have a really big backlog of potential customers, especially if you're really busy. On the commercial side, you might not have a really heavy influx of leads on a day-to-day basis, but you will have a very big catalog of customer communications and customer notes that are going to be important. So I guess there's like that would be a good differentiator between, high lead volume, potentially low customer notes versus low lead volume, high customer notes on the commercial side.
Hey, Clean Nation, Mike Campion here. One of my least favorite things about these podcasts are we found that people love the show and they love the information, but when I talk to you guys in person, stuff doesn't get done. People love the podcast, but they don't take any action. If you'd like to actually implement this and get this done in your world, we have a whole team of people that do exactly that. If you go to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk, you can book a time with either myself personally or one of our teammates to at least help you come up with a plan to actually implement and change your life. So if you want to go from getting these good ideas in your head to get them in your life, just book a free call with myself or my team, growmycleaningcompany.com/talk, and we can go from this one-to-many format to one-to-one and really get you some results. Excited to talk.
Yeah, I was just thinking too with commercial how, we coach the Dream 100 marketing strategy. And a lot of times, especially when I was doing more customer happiness setup on accounts for our clients, I would ask for like, hey, do you have a list of people you'd like to reach out to? And they would literally be like, I have sticky notes. I have some on sticky notes. I have some on an Excel sheet. And then I just have a notebook. And I was like, cool. So now that you say commercial, I'm like, oh, they could just put that all in a system. No more good sticky notes. I mean, yeah, sometimes when you're out and you get business cards, but I mean, for example, say they're out networking. I mean, this could go for residential too, but I'm thinking more commercial. Like if they got a business card from someone, they're at a networking event, and they said they're interested in cleaning, like, is that something you would tell cleaning company owners to go ahead and put in their system? Like if it fits their Dream 100 list? So it's like,
If I get a business card and that person was like, yeah, I'm interested in your service, I would sell them immediately on the spot. That's
okay, bad question.
But yeah, I've had this in my personal work history. When I was back doing sales, I would go to events and I had to collect like 50 to 100 business cards a day at these events. It was a pain. But at the end of the day, I would sit back in the hotel room and I would go through and I would input all of that data and all of my notes into the CRM at the end of the day. Because yeah, that's important. So the same thing goes if you're commercial at a networking event, or if, say, for example, because I know we have some people in our program that do a lot of residential events. If you're at you have a booth or something, you have people sign up on an email list, that at the end of the day goes back into it. And bonus points if you reach out to them at the same time you input it and be like, hey, it was so great meeting you at the event today. I love that story you told me, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it's super important that you move, even if you get stuff in person, you move it to the CRM that's within that day. Because if you don't do it that day, you're never going to do it. Let's be honest. We're all the same. We're all human beings. We'll forget. Other stuff comes up. Because yeah, really, truly, I always hammer this home. A CRM is only as effective as your usage of it. Because there's so many different tools out there that they all do the same thing in one way, shape, or form, but it's only going to be as good as you use it. If you don't use it, it's just going to stay empty. It's just going to be
right. So just to recap, it's the way I'm hearing what you're saying is the data you get out of your CRM is only as good as what you put into it. Like your dashboards, whatever tools inside that CRM, none of it's going to mean a thing if you're not putting information in there.
Yep.
At the end of the day. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. So just listening to everything you're saying and based on experience I've had so far, like over the years in different companies with CRMs, the way I see it, and tell me, Jackson, if you agree, disagree, or if I'm missing something completely. But when I'm looking for a good CRM, in my point of view, I mean, I'm not on the marketing side. I'm on the back end, usually after a person becomes a customer, but I'm looking for a way that I can keep all their information in one place. I can add like customization, like fields, like you're talking about birthdays, anniversaries of them becoming a customer. So I want to add tags or add some kind of way to categorize them. I'm also, maybe I'm being too crazy, but I want software that is all in there. Like I can email from it. I can text, make phone calls from it, schedule. We'll get into scheduling later, but at least have a booking link. Like if someone sets up a call with me, just an intro call. And then I would guess metrics with Facebook, meta ads, stuff like that. What am I missing?
No, I mean, honestly, that's kind of like the whole kit and caboodle.
I would miss something. You have to disagree with me at some point.
I mean, yeah, a good CRM, I guess, yeah, a good CRM is going to be able to accomplish a lot of that for you, or at least integrate into existing systems that do that already. Because I know a lot of CRMs, like you can't technically email out of them, or you can email out of them, but it's not like you have a new email. It's just using your existing email to email those customers. Now we're getting to the weeds of technicalities. But ideally, like a perfect CRM, like you said, you want it to be customizable. You want it to be, because every business is different. You're going to want to have your own little systems and ways of organizing, because there's not like a standard way of organizing. Everybody's going to be different.
Right.
The most important thing to me is understanding where a lead came from. So I want to know, if I have somebody's name in my system, where the hell did that come from? Did it come from Facebook? Did it come from a business card? Did it come from an event? I want the system to be able to tell me that in the most automated way possible. That's really, really important. Like, if they called me, what number did it go to? Who did it go to? Where did they call me from? And is that call recorded too? So I have that for future reference. That's really, really important. We talk to a lot of people who don't record their calls. That is a game changer, not only because you have records, but also you can go back and listen to your sales recordings so you can understand better. Like, oh, how did this go? Why did this go the way it did? That's the two most important things. If a CRM can do that for me, tell me where someone came from, and actually allow me to like customize my experience in it, I think it's a worthwhile tool to be used.
All right. So asking you all the questions today. So when someone starts, okay, so say we're convinced, we listen to this podcast, we're a cleaning company owner. All right, I'm doing this, I'm making the commitment. I found a couple of software. At the end of the day, 6 half a dozen, just start on something, I guess you could say. But how long should I put aside time to make that transition over to a CRM from nothing? Like, worst case scenario, like I gave you the example, I got Excel sheets, I got sticky notes. How much time should I allot to this reasonably?
It's gonna depend on the scope, how big a hole you dug yourself in. The cool thing is it's kind of like, if you only have a handful of customers, like let's just say 10, and they're scattered across the plains, across your desk. You could spend a half a day to a day just building out that CRM and making sure it looks good. And it's not labor intensive, it's very easy. And your data will be consolidated, you'll be feeling good. If you have 100+ customers and they're scattered across the winds, it could take you a lot more time. However, it will be, because you have more customers, you should be more profitable. In that instance, I would highly recommend you find someone to do and pay someone to do the data import for you, to change it over and build it over the way you want, because it'll be a one-time thing. It'll be cheap. It'll be like $100. And they'll take care of it. You'll spend no time handling it. And then once you're actually up and running on all these things, you'll be able to look at it like in the morning, before you go to bed or before you clock out for the day. And when I say look at it, like 20, 30 minutes, just glancing at it, seeing what the flow looks like for today, seeing what your customer base looks like for today. Maybe I have some tasks or touch points to have. But once it's up and going, you're usually in a pretty good spot to not have to spend a lot of time adjusting it.
Okay. All right. I love that point of, like, if you can afford it, just hire someone else to do it. Where would you suggest people look for that? And I'm not saying we're not affiliated with anything, but first to mind, like Upwork, Fiverr, places like
yeah. I mean, it's the cool thing is with the CRMs that are out there, there's somebody trained for it. And because they're also similar, people are pretty experienced. But yeah, go to Upwork, go to Fiverr, go find someone who will do it. And if you tell them exactly what you're expecting out of it, they'll whip it up for you, and it'll be really, really affordable. So you could do that even if you only have 10 customers too. I didn't mean to say that you couldn't. I'm just saying, don't do it if you have 500, because your life will be miserable. I know, because I've done it for 30,000 customers, and it was a month of joy.
that. Was that company you did that for us?
I mean, yeah, I won't say anything, but it was recently. It was like last month, and teetering into this month. But yeah.
Yeah, we this podcast was inspired by true advice. See right there. I was like, Jackson, I don't think we've ever talked about this before on a podcast. And I feel like this is a timely thing to talk about. Okay. So my big takeaways are, just if just start where you are and start doing it and getting that info together, because to me, I'm thinking of what are the consequences if I don't do this as a business owner. And I see a lot of opportunity costs by not getting your what together, like just all in one place. Is that the biggest thing you see, Jackson?
Yeah. And it's really a snowball effect. So the sooner you fix it, the better off you'll be. Because if you can imagine, every lead you have come through is worth $200. If they're on sticky notes and notepads or business cards, assume 50% of them are falling through the cracks and you're missing your opportunities on them. That's potentially, you get 10 of those, that's potentially like $1,000+ that are just gone with the wind. So yeah, hop on it as soon as possible. Doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be good enough for you to understand and be comfortable that you're not missing those opportunities.
All right, nice. Well, I'm going to leave it at that. Jackson, marketing man, what's our call to action today?
Our call to action.
Yeah, every podcast got to end with a
Our call to action is to email us. We have an email somewhere. Email us if you want a CRM, and if you want me to help you set it up. Email us and say, hey, I need a CRM and I want Jackson to help me set it up, because we'll take care of you. That'll be our call to action.
All right. That's a good one. Ooh, spicy. And that email, if you all are wondering, is support@growmycleaningcompany.com. That's support@growmycleaningcompany.com. Our team will get on it and just say, Jackson sent me about some CRM thing. We'll get you. All right, Cleaning Nation, thanks for hanging out with me and Jackson, me and Jack. And hopefully we won't wait a year to do a Lindsay and Jack episode again. We should make this a regular thing. Oh, on social media, if you like the Lindsay and Jack's episodes, let us know. That's your other CTA. Hit us up on Instagram. All right, Cleaning Nation, we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Hey, Cleaning Nation, if you dug the content you just got, we don't do any ads and I don't sell anything on this podcast, but if you would just subscribe, rate, and review, it would be huge and I'd be so appreciative. Not only is it going to help me, but you'll help other owners of cleaning companies across the world work less, make more, and get profitable. So if you appreciate the value we give, again, subscribe, rate, and review. It would mean the world to me. I'd really appreciate it. And we sure appreciate your time and attention.